here's the thing. I think he suffers from the fact that he is a 5 cost and that slot is very competitive. And in a month of really strong cards, he might actually be the weakest, even though I think he has a ton of potential. Okay, let's talk about his abilities in a bit. But first, who is the Thing? Benjamin J. Grimm. He was born on Yancey Street. He grew up in poverty and found himself in the world of street gangs, eventually becoming the leader of the Yancey Street Gang. After his parents died though, Ben was taken in by his Uncle Jake, who raised him with the kindness he never got from his parents. He left the gang, entered high school, and became a football star, eventually getting a scholarship to State University where he would become the roommate of a certain Reed Richards. Reed said that one day he would build an intergalactic starship, and Ben jokingly promised that he would pilot that starship. Well, guess what? After graduating, Ben became a fighter pilot as well as a test pilot and astronaut. And lo and behold, Reed built that spaceship and asked Ben to pilot it. Ben was actually opposed to this idea because he was afraid that the starship's shielding wasn't enough to protect them from the intense radiation storm. And guess what? He was right. The ship was bombarded by cosmic rays, forcing them to crash back down to Earth, now with powers. Unlike everyone else who could turn their powers on and off though, Ben became this orange rock monster, superhuman thing. At first, Ben was filled with anger at his situation, but he eventually accepted what he had become. He's often depicted with a gruff, tough exterior, but the Thing is actually very kind-hearted and well-liked by other heroes. And oh, he's married to Alicia Masters, the stepdaughter of the villain, Puppet Master. In Marvel Snap, the Thing First Steps is a 5/6. End of turn, +2 power. Once per game, if your side here is full, destroy an enemy card here with less power. Now, it's important to note that unlike Human Torch First Steps, he doesn't have the word instead in his ability, which means he will still get his +2 and then check whether the lane is full on your side. If it is, he's gonna destroy an enemy card smaller than him. I mean, 510 is better stats than Spider-Man 2099, and his destroy condition is less random and easier to fulfill, so that's good. Ben gets to a 512 if you have Fantastic Car, which also buffs Mr. Fantastic, Human Torch, and Invisible Woman First Steps. She's coming out next, right? That's even more synergy. Now, in the Surfer archetype, Sarah has been performing really well for me in this deck, so I don't know who to swap out for the Thing. And since you want him to get buffed so he can destroy bigger targets, right? Well, he fits well with buff cards like Galacta, Gwenpool. Heck, even in a Zoo deck with cards like Elsa Bloodstone, he could be giving you power while taking away your opponent's power. Also, in the High Evo Affliction package, Magic is gonna give you that turn 7, so you have an extra turn to play with the Thing.
No, Johnny.
Cyclops' pew-pewing could reduce some of the bigger cards in power to below the Thing's power, so the Thing could destroy what he usually can't.
I don't wanna!
So his potential power output and destroy ability are very attractive, but